We ready, Madam Clerk?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. We'll go ahead and call this working session of the East Peoria City Council to order. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker.
Here.
Hill.
Here.
Mingus. Sutherland. Mayor Call.
Here.
All present except Commissioners Mingus and Sutherland, Your Honor.
Very good. Thank you. The working session this evening is a discussion on the fiscal year 2026-2027 city budget, the planning. And tonight we'll be covering the summary of revenues, capital expenditures, and then city council budget deliberations. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Finance Director Jeff Becker.
Thank you, Mayor. We'll start on page 1 of the budget, same packet that we had last time that we went over the expenditures and some of the revenues. Page 1, you'll see the general fund revenues. Second line down is non-home rule, and the third line is municipal tax. Both of those have increased, partially due to the out-of-state tax, which is below that, going down. So the online sales used to come through as a use tax. They're putting those now into the non-home and into the municipal tax where they go. So that's part of the difference there. A couple lines below that, the state replacement tax is going down significantly. That was from the state pulling funds out of that, which has been consistent in the last couple of years. And then about 3/4 of the way down the page, you'll see a reduction from 600 to 280,000 in reimbursements, and that's that reduction in that water sewer fee that we discussed 2 weeks ago. If you want to jump to page 29, you have the water sewer revenues. You'll see the $4 million as the increase in water, and also $4 million for the sewer service. Those are their annual increases that take effect every August. And just to note, if you come down with the $3 million that's a sewer capital. That's remaining flat because that rate is locked in. It doesn't increase anymore. Does anybody have any questions about the revenues?
Any questions on revenues, gentlemen?
No.
No.
The other sheet you have is the 5-year capital plan. As you know, we tweak this as we go forward each year. Needs change.
Sorry.
Now we're going to cover the capital
All right,
improvement plan.
Yeah, just this one sheet, the 5-year plan. So instead, I'll go through 26, 27 from top to bottom, and then I'll do the departments for the years 2 through 5 together. So for this year, police department, the remainder of the stations on there, $3 million, 3 squad cars, and then the Axon contract. Fire department is a monitor, air packs, $500,000 for land for Central Station if we find a suitable location to look into the future for that project. An ambulance, $300,000. Jumping down street department, $280,000 for a plow truck, 1.6 in paving. That's on the back of your sheet. It's broken out. So that's $1.4 million for Pinecrest Phase 3 and $200,000 for the additional that went over on the MFT bids that came in last week. Next, Camp Street's TIF, $400,000. That's down by the new hotel to redo that parking lot there, and also to add a trail in connecting Tractor Drive and Conference Center Drive back to the Riverfront Trail. There's some maintenance for Bass Pro, and then West Washington TIF, we continue to have striping, slab jacking, and sidewalk repair work here in the Levy District. Next is Hotel Motel, $100,000 East Side Center additions and upgrades. There's some interior work being done in addition to some exterior stuff there. $300,000 for the parking lot, some gateway signage, and then some more clearing and concrete repair along the riverfront. We just recently did the trees down there from the gazebo over to 74. If you haven't been down there, it looks really good. Next is water sewer. There's a F-250 for the service truck for $75,000, $350,000 for water main parts, and another $300,000 for sewer slip lining. And then gaming, $2.5 million for improvements on Center Street to get ready for that project. And then finally at the bottom, MFT, $1.5 million. Does anybody have any questions on this year's numbers?
You guys have any questions?
No.
Dan?
Okay. So back to the top, police department. Years 2, 3, 4, and 5, you'll see squad cars each year. Currently projected at 3. I know Deputy Chief Billingsley's been working on that with the mayor, and those numbers will probably increase as they did this year. So we'll continue to look at that as we go forward. You'll see the final year for the Axon contract. And then down below in years 3, 4, and 5, the taser and body camera replacement. There's some funds set out there. Fire department, AEDs in 2, 4, and 5, which are continually get replaced, and then continuing to replace monitors each year. In year 4, there's some air packs budgeted. Year 4, there's also another engine. And in years 2 and 3, engineering work and construction for a central station, if it stays on track. And in year 4, there's money out there for another ambulance. Solid waste, years 3 and 5 would be a garbage truck, so 2 of those. Street department, year 3, another plow truck, and another one in year 5. And then additional paving maintenance of $1 million in years 2, 3, 4, and 5 projected out. Camp Street TIF, more striping, Bass Pro maintenance, and then West Washington TIF, continued striping, slab jacking, sidewalk repair, miscellaneous things as we continue to keep those up to date. Hotel motel, some repair for the fields, concrete, a new plow, bell tower we have out here, which could come forward potentially, depending on the timing. More upgrades at East Side in year 3, more parking lot repairs in 4 and 5, in addition to another plow in year 5, and then continued improvements down along the riverfront at $25,000 each year, whether that's trimming up or repairing concrete and things as needed down there. Water sewer, another truck in years 2, 4, and 5, and then every year there's water main, sewer main. The biggest one coming up that Cord's going to be working on is the North Main Water Treatment Plant and figuring out what to do there for the improvements. You'll see there's $1.4 million right now. I'm not sure if that's enough, but that number might go up as we get engineering and look forward on that. Gaming, next year you'll see another 2.5 for Center Street, and in year 3, 2.5 for East Side Center to finish the last 2 fields. And in years 4 and 5, there's $5 million set aside total for East Side Center addition. It's going to be more than that, but that's just to get that out there. Something's going to be coming down here in the next 5 to 6 years. And then every year, unless our revenue changes, there's $1 million each year budgeted for MFT for our street maintenance program. Does anybody have any questions on any of those items?
Just real quick, on the fire department, I know prior to the meeting beginning, I heard Commissioner Decker asking the chief about the monitors. Are those, I see we still have the 40,000. Do we need to make
Do we
some
need to increase that,
adjustments
Chief?
on that?
Yeah, so right now we operate on a Life Pack 15, which all the machines, because we have ALS engine companies and a truck company. So as long as they still make that platform, we're fine. The problem is at some point, because these manufacturers want to make their money, the new version is a Life Pack 35 and it's about 55,000. But the problem is they're not plug and play where one of those could be on the engine and one on the ambulance. So right now we're sitting pretty good, and our plan is to continue to buy the 15s as long as we can. But at some point it'll be a heavy lift when we have to transition to those 35s.
The problem is that, and Chief can correct me, or probably knows the numbers better, but they don't increase by 3 to 5% a year. I mean, it can go up. I think I remember when it was 35, and then a couple years later it was 45.
The fear is so Stryker has a monopoly on them, and the fear is if they want to get everybody off of these Life Pack 15s, they're going to strong arm you into the Life Pack 35. And from an operational standpoint, if our engine company gets there and does a 12-lead EKG, right now they can take those cables and plug them into the monitor on the ambulance. Well, of course, on the Life Pack 35s, the cables don't play with each machine, so you have to completely take everything off of the patient and then put them on a new monitor. But right now, as long as we can stick with the 15s, that's my recommendation, that we just continue to buy those.
They have the other programs as well. Chief, I'm sure you know the numbers. Those, like instead of purchasing new, you purchase like a lease program, but it ends up being so expensive. Correct me if I'm wrong. if you
It's
know
not
that.
cost prohibited for a city like us that maintains our equipment really well. That's for kind of the doomsday scenarios.
Yeah.
But if we get to a point where we have to buy 8 Life Pack 35s, that could be an option for us. But that budgetary number, as long as we can still get that product, is where it needs to be. And we have reserve Life Packs, so we're not in a dire position.
I wish I could create a monitoring company. I think you'd make a fortune by coming up with another brand, but.
Okay.
Any other
Thanks.
questions?
No, thanks, Chief.
I had one question about the east side, the fields. We're pushing those off 3 years, the last 2 fields.
Only because we made some commitments with the coming development down Center Street. That's going to cost us around $5 million. So we're allocating those funds to cover that infrastructure improvements down Center Street to get that development started, hopefully later this year. So,
See, that's unfortunate, but okay.
yeah, yep. Any other questions?
While we're on that topic, the fields, and then I guess, what's next? What's the next path for East Side after field upgrades?
It's fields 5 and 6 will have to be completed.
Oh,
and
so
then-
they'll be still, okay.
Yeah,
But the addition still sits out there.
yeah. Yeah,
Which
and I
comes in
think the
after.
game plan is
Right.
to finish the fields first and
Sure.
then. Corey, anything you want to add? Feel free.
I think it would be beneficial to finish what we started out there and complete that investment. We put so much time and money into it. It'd be a shame to have them sit there, not get used or get used the least amount, I guess. So this summer will really tell, for tournaments if they will be used or not. Probably not as much, as they used to be. So, but yeah, I think we want to finish what we've done out there and shore that whole project up. So, yes.
Okay, thanks. Any other questions? No? No? Jeff?
That's all I have.
What? That's a wrap. All right, any public comment? George, you're it. No? You're the only one out there, all right. Department heads, anything else you guys want to add? No? Well, I appreciate the work everybody did to get us to this point, so I'm sure we'll probably fine tune a couple more things, bring it back for council consideration on the floor at the appropriate time. Got a timeline for that?
Yeah, the second meeting in March would be the first reading, and then the first meeting in April would be the adoption.
Okay, so that gives us a little bit of time left. If you guys do think of any questions. Other than that, any comments, commissioners?
It's, looking at this quickly, it's just a nice position to be in where we can actually look at planning instead of just trying to figure out how to make ends meet. But I like the position our city's in.
Yeah, very good. Commissioner Hill, anything?
Just similar to Commissioner Decker, where, having this 5-year plan in front of us really helps. It's not living, but yeah, somewhat living, but we have a plan where we're going every given year for the next 5 years of what we have, but obviously we do react if we have unexpected expenses.
Yep, very good. All right, I have nothing else to add. Seek a motion to adjourn.
Oh, so moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Decker and Commissioner Hill. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Hill?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you. We're adjourned until we meet again.